boys and girls, it's Mrs. Smiley. Happy Halloween. We're getting closer and closer to the big day. I wanted to share one of my favorite Halloween books, and it's Splat the Cat. You know I love Splat the Cat. And this is called Scaredy-Cat Splat. And this is a really fun story. You can see this big fun jack-o'-lantern on the front. There's Splat, and there's his little buddy, his best friend, Seymour. It's written by Rob Scotton, and the pictures are by Rob as well. Scaredy-Cat Splat. Do you think he looks scary? I don't know. Make a prediction. What do you think our story is going to be about? Here's another cute picture. There's Seymour running on the jack-o'-lantern, chasing that little spider. Cute little spider. Okay, here's the picture. Mom, cried Splat, there's a scary spider on my jack-o'-lantern. He's small and hairy with really funny eyes. Splat's voice wobbled with worry. But you're small and hairy with really funny eyes, said his mom. He does have funny little eyes. Splat thought for a moment. But I haven't got 8 legs, he replied. If you had, maybe you'd be a scary spider too, teased his mom. Splat made a scary spider face. See if you can make a scary spider face. Splat's mom caught the spider under a glass jar. Splat looked closely at the spider. It didn't look so scary now that it was trapped. Oh, there's a poor little spider trapped under the jar. Can I take the spider to school for Halloween? Asked Splat. We all made jack-o'-lanterns, and everyone is dressing up in costumes. And Mrs. Wimpy Dimple is going to tell a ghost story, and there's a prize for the scariest cat, and I want to be the scariest cat. So please, can I take the spider to school, please? He added, without taking a breath. Okay, said his mom. There he is begging Mommy. Where's your Halloween costume? Asked his mom. Splat pulled a broom from the closet and sat astride it. Now, astride means he sat across it or on it, okay? Aha, look at me. I'm a scary witch's cat, cried Splat, racing around the kitchen. You certainly are scary, said his mom. Now look at that, boys and girls. Do you think he looks scary? Yes or no? I think he still looks cute. Then disaster struck. Splat tripped over his tail, and with a crack, the broom handle snapped in two. Uh-oh. See where it broke right there? Can you see it? His scary witch's costume was ruined. What's ruined mean? Yeah, if something's ruined, you can't use it anymore, can you? Now, I've got nothing to wear, Splat groaned. Even Seymour couldn't console him. Aw, poor guy. Console means he couldn't really make him feel better. Splat's mom had an idea. She stuffed some old socks with scrunched up newspaper and tied them to Splat with string. There, she said. Now look at what she puts on him. What does he look like? Splat looked in the mirror and jumped back with a squeal. Ooh, I scared myself, he said. He looked again, and this time he smiled. Look at me, he cried, waving his sock legs. I'm a big, scary sock spider. Did you think he looked scary? Splat placed his jack-o'-lantern and spider on his wagon and set off to school. There they go, off to school for the big day. There's his wagon and his great big jack-o'-lantern. I like that. And his little spider in the jar, and there's his buddy Seymour, and he's got his costume on. On the way to school, he met Spike dressed as a mummy, there's Spike, and Plank dressed as a skeleton, there's Plank. They're pretty scary, said Splat. Seymour nodded and trembled a little bit. He was scared. But I'm scarier, said Splat. Splat made the scariest spider face and growled. Grrr. See the grrr. They don't look very scared, do they? Spike and Plank didn't even blink. Instead, make a prediction. What are they going to say? Boo, cried Spike. Boo, cried Plank. You guys could read that word. Oh my goodness, look how scared Splat got. And Seymour, they both jumped up off the ground. Splat yelped and jumped high in the air and landed in a heap. Aw, Splat sighed. Spike and Plank are both scarier than me. Seymour nodded and trembled a little bit more. I'll never win the prize for the scariest cat. The sock spider, the skeleton, and the mummy continued on their way to school. There they go. And it says cat school, the little sign, it's pointing that way. Looks like they're going to have a good time at school, doesn't it? In class, everyone showed their jack-o'-lanterns. Look at all those jack-o'-lanterns. There's spikes and planks and splats, and I think that's kittens maybe. I don't, a bunch of different ones. Splat's jack-o'-lantern made everyone laugh. Aw, Splat sighed. I never win the prize for scariest cat. Seymour shook his head. I think it's too cute to be scary. Ooh, look at this. Everyone placed flashlights in their jack-o'-lanterns, and Mrs. Wimpy Dimple turned down the lights and whispered in her best ghost story voice. She's going to tell a ghost story. In the dark, dark wood, there's a dark, dark house. And in the dark, dark house, there's a dark, dark room. And in the dark, dark room, there's a dark, dark box. And in the dark, dark box, there's a ghost. Oh, did they look like they got scared? Mrs. Wimpy Dimple cried, and the class jumped with fright. Look, she scared all of them, Spike and Plank and all of them. Splat was so startled. His tail whipped around and sent his jack-o'-lantern spinning through the air, and it came, and what goes up must come down. Can you see where it came down? Splat, right on. Unable to see anything, Splat stumbled around the classroom. Whoa, whoa! Listen to the noises he's making. Look at his friends. Look at their faces. How do you think they're feeling? They look like they're terrified. They look so scared. Look at this one. Look at Spike and Plank. Don't they look like they're really scared? Everyone shrieked as the pumpkin head glared at them and made strange woo-woo-wooing noises. That was Splat. Mrs. Wimpy Dimple turned on the lights and lifted the wayward jack-o'-lantern. Up there she is, pulling the jack-o'-lantern. The shrieking turned into laughter as Splat fell out. It was Splat in there. Calm down, hushed Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. Now, class, who should win the prize for being the scariest cat? Who do you think it's going to be? Make a prediction. Splat. They all cheered. And so look, there's his little trophy, and there's the little spider, and Seymour sitting in it. Splat won. He was the scariest cat at cat school for the Halloween party. I love that story, and I think Splat is a really fun character to read about. I hope you enjoyed it, boys and girls. And what I'd like you to do today is get out your paper and draw your favorite picture from the story. You could draw their costumes. You could draw the different characters. You could do Splat, Spike, Plank, Mrs. Wimpy Dimple. You could do Splat with a pumpkin stuck on his head. You can pick whatever your favorite part was from the story, okay? And then write some sentences about how silly Splat was and about Halloween, okay? All right, do a nice job on that, and then post your pictures and your writing on the Google Stream so I can see them, okay? Have a great day, boys and girls. Thanks for being great listeners.